Hello, lovelies. Soulful Saturday. Let's get busy. Let's get busy. Who is here with me today? Who is here? Anyone? Oh my goodness. There we go. Cast this. No, I'm not going to cast anything. Here we comes, my ladies. Hey, Roberta, how are ya? Good to see you. Hi, Vanessa and Carla. How is everyone? And Debbie's here in the house. Good afternoon to you. And Rebecca, come on in. Happy Saturday to you. How's everybody's root situation? I'll tell you right now, I'm just going to confess my sins. I have done nothing about it, but you can certainly see it. I have not cut my hair in a week now. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm kind of scared what is going to happen if I go any further than where I'm going. We have a new quote of the week. It's Saturday. It's Soulful Saturday. Got some stuff to share. I'm excited about today. Are you excited about today? It's another day in the neighborhood. Happy Quarantine Saturday. You know, keeping track of the days is a little rough sometimes. Come on in. Come on in. And you know what we're doing at 4 o'clock, right? We are doing cooking lessons. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's something with shrimp. So there. Hi, Sarah, Denise, Joanne. Good grief, girl. Stay away from your scissors. Hey, I've done a pretty decent job. Yeah, well, thanks. My hair is, you can see the dark. You can see the dark coming in. Yeah. It just, you know, it's just rough. Cynthia, hello. Nice to see you. Come on in. It is a sunshiny Saturday, says Sarah. Well, I'll tell you, we've got the sun shining here, and it's going to be about 64 degrees. Mark just announced that he's going to go grocery shopping, so keep him in prayer. I'm going to make sure he's adequately masked up and gloved up and all of the rest. He thinks it's a little crazy, but I'll tell you what, you just cannot be too safe, can you? Hi, Diane. Good to see you. Good to see everyone. It's dark and not wet. Well, I've got gray right over in the crown area. Carla, thank you. You're a sweetheart. You know, whatever. You can see I've got a little patch of grayness here. I like to call it my super blonde area. It's not. Yeah, some of us, you know, there's some women out there who get this beautiful gray all over their heads. That is lovely. You know, I've seen people like that. And then there's others of us who look like we've just, you know, it's just random, whatever. We deal with it, don't we? Hey, Susan and Jenny, and Tracy's in the house as well. Good morning to everyone. It's Soulful Saturday. You know, and I was thinking about everything that I have been looking at. Hi, Laura. I've been looking at a lot of, you know, apparently I'm not the only person on Facebook doing Facebook Lives. How do you like that? There's my girl, Amy. Oh, I'm so glad you're home, Amy. That's nice. Lots of it. And there's lots of fear mongering going on and conspiracy mongering and all of that. It's insane. And I'm going to tell you something. I want to go to the place, I want to dwell in the happy place. You know, I've had enough of talking about washing my hands. You know, I've had enough of that. I've had enough of talking about face masks and all of that. I've had enough, right? Anybody else? You know what I'm interested in right now, though? I'm interested in peace. Inner peace, visual peace, peace that's around me, and creating more of that. And one of the things that is, you know, of course, is just absolutely fundamental to all of this peacemaking that I'm talking about is your thoughts. I mean, obviously, your thoughts. You know, in the Bible, it talks about dwelling in the house of the Lord. It talks about where you dwell. And, I was thinking about that word and to dwell as opposed to dwelling. And a dwelling being a house, a structure, something that you have, versus to dwell, which is a verb, and what that all means. And I've been thinking about that long and hard. And dwelling is to remain in a place. When you're dwelling on something, it's to remain on that thought, to remain in that kind of mood is to dwell. We're going to talk about that today. Dwelling. I like it. I mean, I've got the time to really think about and all the different things like, hey, let's think about dwelling today. I want to think about dwelling. Laura says, yes, I'm tired of washing hands and wearing masks. We all are. And we all want to go to the hair salon. We want to get our nails done again. We want to go, we want to go grocery shopping without it being an ordeal, or are you sure? Do you have your whatever? We all want that. But in lieu of what's going on right now, we can always choose to put our focus on the things that we are already in love with. Our families, our homes, our lives, the things that, and even if we're not madly in love with them, even if we're saying, well, this needs to happen and that needs to happen and all of that, we do have an opportunity to always change our focus and to realign our perspective. Don't you like that so much? I do. I do, because it's really super easy to find yourself falling down a hill and falling into a place of utter despair. And I will promise you this, that in the house of despair, there is no peace. Peace and despair do not live together harmoniously. It's one or the other. And Rachel said it just exactly right, Rachel. Yes, this is a time for opportunities. And I want to look at all of this. I want to look at all of this with you and make a pinky oath that this is what we're going to do. Collectively, as a community, we can change our minds. Collectively, as a community, we can choose to encourage one another and to keep each other's hearts and souls, on track and intact. Because it's easy to lose ourselves to just all the things that are out there. So easy. And as every day goes by, it becomes maybe a little bit bigger of a challenge. And everybody wants to know, when are we going to get out of here, kind of a thing. It's like we're under house arrest. But when we dwell peacefully, then we can get rid of the despair. We can get rid of all the things that are out there. And we can stop some of the crazy making maybe that we're involved in right now. That's a thing to look at. So I just wanted to let you know that a week from today is our big event. It is. And are you coming? If you're coming to Full Bloom, tell me about it. I want to know who's coming to Full Bloom. If you're coming to Full Bloom, I want to see a flower in your comment. I know you've got your iPhones right there. Just give me a little flower and show me. I want to see all my bloomers. Isn't this good? If you're a bloomer, I want to see you. I want to see your little flower. Just throw it down in the comments. I'm going to tell you just a minute about Full Bloom. And I'm doing this because I care about you. I want to share with you that all is not lost, and that we do have this little itty bitty time, this little tiny opportunity where everything is kind of stopped, And Full Bloom is an opportunity to see, okay, everything might have stopped, but that seed has been planted. That flower is coming up. And we women who are in our, we're certainly not the little rosebuds of our youth anymore, right? We're past that. And now is the time to come into our full bloomed legacy. I hear all the time, you hear all the time too, right? About people leaving a legacy. I say live a legacy. And I say become all that you're meant to be. And I say find your purpose and become the very best version of yourself. That all sounds really cliche, but I'm going to tell you what the thing is about it. When we're on track to do all of that, the flower blooms completely. And at the full bloom, That's when the flower is most glorious. That's when the fragrance is most aromatic. And that's when we can realize and see everything that's before us and understand our potential, understand why we're here, and really walk into the best part of our lives, right? The best part of our lives. I love that. I want to live the best part of my life right now. Even here in my house, these four walls that have been making me just a little wacky, even now, I can still live my very best life. I still have the opportunity to speak to people, to gather into a community with people who are like-minded and care about me. We all have that. That's why I want to see you at full bloom. So if you go to savingdinner.com/bloom and go take a look. Just take a look. We have so much. And you know, the thing that I'm really excited about this is that we'll be able to see each other. So yeah, like freshen up, look lovely. And you guys who are on the West Coast, my apologies, but we start early. So set your alarms, go to bed early. We're starting at 9 a.m. on Eastern time. But you know what? I know you're going to be there anyway, right? We show up for each other. That's part of what it's all about. We have a new quote this week. I love this quote. It's from James Clear. He's one of my superheroes. He's really helped me understand how the brain works and how habits are incredible, and how habits really just basically, they're like the breadcrumbs of your life. They give you the, this is where you hop along and go along that way, don't you? Ultimately, the only way to be in control of your life is to be in control of your thoughts. Yeah, that's so good. Be in control of your thoughts. James Clear. Oh, backwards again. Sorry. I just can't keep up with everything. It's just too much. Being in control of your thoughts is going to help you on where you are going to dwell. Where you're going to dwell. We still have a little chocolate, unflavored perfect paleo protein, and fiber mender. All three of those are going to get you free shipping. Just write ships free in the promo window when you put one of those in your cart. There's still a bunch of supplements in there. We have some proactive probiotic in there or some Get Lean. I'm not sure, but we have some probiotics. Please take care of your gut. That's absolutely critical. There's some SAMe. If you've been struggling with a little depression maybe, or you've got joint pain, strongly recommended. I take it every single day and have for 25 years. That's there. We have a couple of other things, but go take a peek. Go to savingdinner.com, and right there at the very top, you'll see the little shopping thingies and supplements. Go check it out in the store. If you spend $250, I'll send you a mindful mug and a note because I love you immensely. Oh my goodness. All right. So, you know what? We also have the journal. I'm going to do a journal thing at some point at the end of this month. It's going to have to be the end of this month. I'm wrapped up with Full Bloom right now, but a journal planning workshop. Maybe we'll do it live and go through, and I'll show you all the things to do. I love having plans. I love making goals and all of that. But you know what I don't like? I don't like having the pressure of the whole thing for a whole year and have like this overwhelming thing. This is only for 90 days. And you can see all of it. And plus I've got training, and it's a PDF, and you can, as many of them as you want to copy off. Go to savingdinner.com/journal. You'll see it. It is a system. And I created this system out of all the other systems that were out there because I found them to be too overwhelming, too difficult, too much stuff. And I wanted something that made sense. Let me ask you something. How does your brain operate? Mine operates, I have a logical sequence, but I also want to feel what it feels like and see that this is tangible. I can do this. Don't you love that? Don't you want to be able to do something? Like this isn't going to be too hard. I can set this up. This is part of my morning routine and what have you. Well, that's what this is. So savingdinner.com/journal, and we will take care of that for you. So today is Soulful Saturday, and if you've ever been around for Soulful Saturday, we just talk about things that are about who we are, because I believe with all of my heart that it's not just the food we eat. It's not. It's not just the things that we think, but it's about how we feed our body, soul, and mind. And when we feed our body, soul, and mind 100% all the time, then that's when we are able to live our fullest life. That's when we're able to step into our potential and step into what's next for us. We can't do that if we're ignoring one part of who we are. I've seen this over and over again. You know, I've been a nutritionist since 1993, which kind of ages me, right? But, you know, that's okay. I had children at that point and was going through all the stuff that a young mother does. And what I have realized is that, you know, you get stuck in one thing and you think it's just like, it's all about the food. It's all about the food. It's all about the food. It's about the genes. It's about this. It's about that. And when you start treating yourself as a whole person, then you realize that you have holes, HOLES, in different parts of your life. You can't change your body without changing your mind. And you can't change all of that without nurturing your soul. Because we're humans. We're souls in a human bodysuit. And this part of our hearts, this part of our beautiful self, the beautiful self is to me is like this huge big heart that we all own. It houses our soul, our intuition. It houses the way we think. It houses the way that our intuition and our knowing. And our intuition and I think our knowing are just two different things. I think our knowing goes one step further and deeper than our intuition. Our intuition is kind of a glimmer of this and a glimmer of that, but there's a deep-seated knowing that all people have. We don't know about it and we don't understand it until we start to nurture it. And that's what we try to do on Soulful Saturday, is nurture that part of us. You know, I'm not trying to preach at anybody or tell anybody how to live or any of that. I'm just trying to bring you to this place of understanding what's inside of you and to encourage you and to love you up as best I can and to say to you that there's so much inside of you and you're so worth the time for this exploration and for this you know, opportunity that we all have right now to really think about these things. And so today when I woke up, it's just funny. I wake up with these like different things, you know, like the other day I told you I woke up saying, you are blessed and highly favored was what I woke up with, which was really incredible. And I applied that to, you know, standing up for myself essentially to the supplier that I was working with who basically shoved me to the back of the line. And I said, oh, no, you don't. No, that's not going to happen. And standing up for ourselves and showing up in all different ways is also from a deep understanding of who you are, a deep understanding of believing in your mission in life and your purpose, and that you're here for a reason. And when I understand that part of it, and I can't roll over. I can't just accept something that's unacceptable. And the things that are out of my control are out of my control. But the things that are in my control, I can say something about, you know? So even though the supplier who's in Ohio is completely out of my control, it would be negligent on my part and negligent to my soul and my knowing and my intuition and my whole big beautiful self to just roll over and let these guys just do whatever and just say, okay, whatever. No, I stood up for myself. I stood up for my business. I stood up for you because I said, I've got people who need this stuff and you promised me, and I expect you as, you know, people of integrity to do the right thing. This is what we need to be doing with ourselves, with each other, because as we live our fullest, best lives, we are living from a place of integrity, of promises kept, of encouragement to others and encouragement to ourselves. You know, we can't look at that. The most important basic or fundamental essence of an issue is the problem at hand is the heart of the matter. Do you remember that song that the Eagles sang? It's the heart of the matter, Don Henley song. And he goes through a number of different things like forgiveness and what have you. The heart of the matter is the heart of what matters to you, what is important to you. And we're never going to advance our cause, our families, our lives by complaining, by being bitter, by being angry, by being, short-sighted and short-tempered and all of that. But we will when we are just founts of encouragement. We will when we offer true connection to the people that we love. We will when we are empathetic. We will when we are allowing and we're saying, yes, come talk to me. And that the people in your house, know the door's always open. Mom will listen. She's that person. She gets down on the level and she speaks to her children and she connects with them eyeball to eyeball. Do you know, the thing that's so interesting is, and this is kind of a separate marketing thing that I learned years and years ago, but it's such a good lesson in how human behavior is. And it was a lesson about Ford Motor Company of all people. And they had on their Twitter, they had their little emblem of Ford Motor Company. And they weren't getting a whole lot of traction, saying things and doing things. And people were complaining all the time and saying, you're crappy cars, yada, yada. So finally one day they have this guy named Steve who's in their customer service department, and they handed him this account and they said, do this thing. He changed out the Ford Motor Company logo and put he put his own picture on there and he said, Steve from Ford, kind of a thing. And then people started to engage with him and saying, you're crappy cars. And he was like, hey, I'm so sorry. And I'm going to go to bat with you. Let me see what I can do. And what happened was they stopped interacting with a brand and they started interacting with a human. And there was a big study done on this whole thing. And it talked about the importance of eyeball to eyeball connection. And how that connection starts right from birth. And as a matter of fact, they said it was like 8 inches. And that exact same distance is what a mother has when she's cradling her newborn. When she's looking down at that baby from her eyeballs to hit that baby's eyeballs. Isn't that interesting? And Ford completely changed everything when they made a connection with a human eyeball to eyeball. They felt the connection. Now, it's a big multi-billion-dollar brand, of course, and there's more to that lesson. But I think it's so interesting how, for us, we can take this lesson home. And you can get down on the level of your 3-year-old who's crying and whining and really having a hard time because they just don't have the ability to quite process yet, right? We know that. And get down on their level and just say, just talk to me a little bit about that. Just say a little bit, but use your words that I can understand. We used to have a little paper bag that I kept in the kitchen. And when my children started to whine, I'd say, gosh, I just can't hear that. But you know what? I knew they also needed an outlet. So I gave them the bag, told them to go whine in the bag. And when they were done, then they could come talk to me about it. And they'd come and they'd bring their little bag and I'd say, all right, I'm throwing them all out, throwing all the whines out. And I'd put the bag away and I said, well, it's there for the next time. And that's how you acknowledge that they need to process and that you also want to be hearing them in a way that you can hear them. It's hard to hear somebody who's whining. And whining is a really bad habit. And if you understand too that if you have the habit of complaining and whining, and you grow up, you're shrinking your brain. There is actual scientific research behind it that shows that people who whine shrink their brains. It's just not what we want to do. And having to listen to that, I can't remember, there was a television show or something that Mark wanted to watch, and it was some network news kind of a thing, and they just all whined all the time. And I said, I can't watch that. Oh, he said, oh, it's so good. I can't watch that. I can't watch a bunch of people whining all the time. And now I loved Seinfeld somewhat, but a lot of the times they spent whining and complaining about everything. And it doesn't do you any good. It might be, the seed of something funny but then let it go and go on and bring in something that you can have dwell in your heart that makes you feel good, that makes you feel that something that you can share with others that makes you feel good, and they'll make them feel good too. I think that we're all here on this planet right now at this time to do our part to light this world up with goodness and grace and mercy. And that when we understand that the heart of the matter, at the very heart of the matter, is where all the beauty lies. It is, you know that. It's where all the beauty is. The beauty isn't just around us with the flowers blooming and the birds tweeting and what have you. It's within as well. And we, I believe, are obligated to share that as much as we possibly can. When we do that, we are spreading that beauty around. Better than a virus at any time, better than a virus. And that's all I want to share with you, is just that the heart of the matter is all that's within you. Sharing that beauty is one of the most incredible things that you can do. And it will bless the socks out of everyone who is in your home, in your family, in your community. And even if you're all by yourself, dwelling at home, isolated by yourself, you are still connected. You've got FaceTime. You've got ways to connect with other people, and you have ways to encourage and lift people up. You've heard the saying before, I'm sure, that a rising tide lifts all boats. Well, let's be part of that rising tide, shall we? And that we promise each other, that we pinky promise each other, pinkies up, ladies, that this is who we are. We are the encouragers of the world. We are on our lips, what are forming on our lips are words of encouragement, not discouragement, not complaining, not whining, not, political hoo-ha this and religious hoo-ha that and conspiracy this, that, and the other thing, and fear factor. Haven't you had enough of that? You don't have to be that person. That's right, Yvonne. Pinkies up. There's Joanne. When we are those people, we shine the light on the darkness. We take away the fear. And we need to be those people. That is leadership right there. That's encouragement. That is living from your place of your beautiful self. And I want you to know this right now, that you are beautiful and that your beauty shines from what is inside of you. You have a purpose. You have worth. You've been chosen to be here at this right time. And that we need to be looking for the purpose. We need to be looking to help, to encourage, and to be all that we can be, because our gifts matter. And we're here at this time to bring them out and to let them shine, right? I want you to let it shine. You know that song, This Little Light of Mine? I'm going to let it shine. Your attitude is your altitude. You've heard that before, right? That's how high you're going to go. Your encouragement is everything. And your mouth, the words that you speak from your mouth are going to be remembered. So if you're tearing down people and crushing little spirits, little 3-year-old spirits that are feeling bad and scared and what have you, get eyeball to eyeball. Love them up as best you can. Be the change. Be the encouragement. Be the love. Let it shine from you so incredibly that you feel you lifted up just by the fact that you're doing it. What about that? I like that idea. Well, that's what I have for you guys today. Bless you all. Love you all. And I appreciate you all so much. I hope to see next Saturday. I will not be on at all, guys. I will be doing Full Bloom, full on. If you'd like to join Full Bloom, it is an event. It's our virtual event. We're doing it virtually now. We have to. You can go to savingdinner.com/bloom. All the information is there. You can find out how to be a part of this. There will be an email going out early this week that will give you everything that you need to know about this, plus a virtual swag bag, all kinds of stuff. We have all kinds of stuff happening. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the sprint group. We're finishing it all up. Sprint is happening. It's ending. Tomorrow's the last day. I don't know how well you've done. It doesn't matter though, right? I'm not putting any pressure on anyone. If you've done some of it, good for you. That's all. Good for you. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock. I'm doing something with shrimp. I don't know what, but it's thawing right now. I will see you guys at 4, and I appreciate you and love you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.